I love walnuts, by the way. I have been addicted to walnuts. Super healthy for you, too. So I have not made a video on religion for a few days, almost a week. And I saw something today which sparked my interest, and hence the topic. Religion gets credit for everything. Now you're probably thinking, what do I mean by that? And as many of you know, I recently converted out of religion as of last year. I converted out of Christianity, and I am now an agnostic atheist. I went to deism, and now I'm an agnostic atheist. But I saw a photo on Facebook today of, actually, no, I'll just show it. This photo, that photo right there, a friend of mine, or I shouldn't say, he's not a friend of mine, an acquaintance, someone who I knew on my Facebook and had added as a friend, posted this photo. Now, after I saw the photo, I deleted it. I deleted him as a friend simply because I'm tired of getting stuff in my feed like this, and it's a picture of surgeons, as you can see, and then there's Jesus. Jesus is right there. Now, I was not offended by this photo. I wasn't mad. I wasn't frustrated. But it sparked a question. It sparked something that I had never thought about before. Why is it that religion gets credit for everything? Now, let me explain. Here you have surgeons who have PhDs in neurology of the brain, the limbs, body, and they're performing a surgery on this person, maybe an open heart surgery, and they're trying to save this person's life. Let's say they save the person's life, but for some reason, the person, the family of the individual who was saved by the surgeons don't give credit to the surgeons. Rather, they give credit to Jesus, which is what this photo is. That's what this photo is communicating here, is that Jesus was the reason that this person survived the open heart surgery. It wasn't the surgeon. It wasn't the ability for the surgeon to cut the person open and fix them. It was Jesus. And that's what annoys me. That's what angers me, is the fact that religion, Jesus, the character of religion, the icon of Christianity, Jesus, is credited for something a human did. A doctor saved the man's life, and yet they credit Jesus. They credit God. So my question is, why do people, religious folks, feel the need to credit God for everything? Why can they not acknowledge that someone can actually do good for someone else without involving the concept or the icon of Jesus or God? Why can't they acknowledge that? Or maybe they do acknowledge it, but if they do acknowledge it, I don't ever see it. This is something that I witnessed. In my church, when I used to attend church every Sunday, what's it called? It's not called communion. They pass like this little bag around every day, every Sunday, and you put money or you put checks in it. And I used to do this. It's called tithing. I used to tithe. I used to give 10% of my earnings back in the day. When I would get $10 allowance from my parents, I had to clean 2 bathrooms, and if I cleaned 2 bathrooms every week, they would give me $10. And believe me, the bathrooms were big, and they were terribly dirty. That's why they would pay me $10, because no one wanted to do it. That was my allowance. And each Sunday, I would put $1, which is 10% of 10, in that little thing. And what amazes me is that I remember at the time, and this is just now reoccurring to me, is that when I would give money and then they'd raise the money up to buy something within the church or expand or get something new within the church, get a new building, get a new TV, get whatever, something new to help the church, that the tithing was never really actually credited to the community in the church. Rather, it was always credited to God. We used to get bulletin boards every single week. Every week. And they would have things like, praise God, we reached this certain amount of money for getting a new toilet. That's just an example. But they don't acknowledge that, excuse me, my phone is, they don't acknowledge that the people gave the money, donated the money to the church, which got them into the position. See my point? It's constantly, always, in all of my experience, I see this, that it's always God that makes any difference in someone's life. And if you are one of those religious people who really thinks that it's always God that makes a good deed happen, whether it's donating to a church to get that toilet, or whether it's the doctor who's performing a open heart surgery, and if you have to give credit to Jesus for that every single time, then you're not living in reality. You're not acknowledging what people can actually do for you. Rather, you're acknowledging some maybe non-existent, if a God exists or not, I don't know, God, which you don't even know is even active in this certain situation of an open heart surgery. And I just find it, I almost said offensive, I'm not easily offended. I find it insulting when someone cannot give human credit for doing something to save someone's life. Rather, it's always some icon. Jesus. You know, it's Jesus is helping that surgeon guide his blade around that person's heart. Wake up, please. Realize that not everything is credited to God, and you shouldn't credit that. And if you do credit everything to God, well, you're not really in reality, and you need to wake up and live in the real world. Because believe me, God's not always going to save you. Even if God does exist, He doesn't really care about you. That's for sure. And especially if it's the God of the Bible, then by all means, I'm running in the opposite direction, and you should too. Because that's definitely not somebody I want to participate in my life, much less help me with a surgery, especially the things that he does in the Bible. Anyways, just some food for thought. Just thought I'd throw it out there. Anyway, thanks for watching.